Norms are those principles guiding or governing an entity. The principle of taxation can only be selected in terms of the goals which are accepted as the economic system. Adam Smith was probably the first writer to attempt a general statement of the principle or condoms which should govern any sound system of taxation. Now let's elaborate on those principles or condoms probably. 1. Principle of equity. According to this condoms, tax imposed should be in accordance with an individual ability to pay. In this context, Adam Smith observes the object of every statement ought to contribute towards the support of the government as nearly as possible, in proportion to their respective ability, that is, in proportion to the revenue which they enjoy under the protection of the state. It implies that, in absolute terms, the richer should pay more taxes because, without the protection of the state, they could not have earned and enjoyed that extra income. In this case, Smith observed it is not very unreasonable that the rich should contribute to the public expenses not only in proportion to their revenue, but something more than that proportion. 2. Principle of certainty. This condoms is meant to protect taxpayer from unnecessary harassment by the tax officials. The amount to be paid, the time and method of payment should be clear and certain for the taxpayers to adjust its time and expenditure accordingly. Adam Smith further points out that if a scope for arbitrariness exists, then under such circumstances, even honest tax machinery will become unpopular. Certainty also implies that the state should know how much revenue it could expect and when it could get it. According to Adam Smith, uncertainty in taxation encourages corruption. All attempts at equality will be a mirth without the tax being certain. These condoms state that every tax ought to be levied at the time or the manner in which it is mostly likely to be convenient for the distributor to pay it. A tax imposes burden on the payer. A tax should be imposed at a time and in such a manner that the taxpayer feel minimum of inconvenience. For example, agricultural tax should be collected soon after investment, since the farmers are in a better position to pay it. Income tax should be deducted monthly on installment basis from salaries taxpayer. This condoms of certainty implies that the time and manner of payment should be certain, but the condoms of convenience says that the time of payment and manner of payment should be convenient. Every tax involves a collection cost. It is important that the cost of collection should be the minimum possible. Smith saying that every tax ought to be constructed as both to take out and to keep out of pockets of the people as little as possible over and above what it brings to the public treasury of the state. The tax is economical in the sense that the cost of collection is very small. Moreover, a tax will violate the condoms of economy if hindered the development of trade and industry in any manner. Taxes on harmful drugs and intoxicants are regarded as economical because they are not only bringing income but also discouraging unproductivity expenditure. This rule requires that tax be established in such a manner as to minimize the real cost of collection in terms of resource required to collect the tax and to comply with the tax law on the part of the taxpayer. Adequacy means that the tax system should be sufficiently healed to revenue needed to meet the requirements of the state. Productivity again means that the government should not depend upon deficit. One tax bring a large income is not better than many taxes. Each bringing very small revenue. Multiplicity of tax should be avoided. Another meaning of productivity is that the tax should not discourage production. Tax system should be simple, plain and intelligible to the common man as far as the underdeveloped countries are concerned. This is a very important characteristic of a good tax system since the common taxpayer are illiterate. In any country, the system of tax and the law governing them should be simple. A complex tax system may even prompt an honest taxpayer to indulge in a voluntary tax evasion.
It's called covalent.
NSE 102. Our topic today is between the indigenous population and the white intruders. Example, because one, they listen to sign language.
Ma, please explain. Who are the Semitic people?
The Semitic people are the descent of San and Shan, which are the sons of Noah. That is all.
Encompassing imperative, functional,